Well, the Houston Astros making a move after Dusty Baker decides to call it a career. Joe Espada gets the call. He spent the past 6 years as a bench coach, has interviewed for several managerial jobs along the way, so he gets his patience rewarded as the Astros introduced him as the 20th full-time manager in club history.
You good?
I want to thank the fans, the best fans in the world. Thank you for your support, for your unwavering love and support for this team. I'm emotional right now, but it's just because I have worked really hard to get to this point. I really hope that I get a chance to stay home and manage this team. I love this city, I love this team, I love this community, and I know I can protect and continue success. You know, to say that I was the bench coach of a future Hall of Fame manager, it's incredible. It was an honor. And just watching him, how he prepares, how he communicated, I think communication with these players is very important, empower them to have a say in the process.
I think Joe has special character. He's a family man. He's got great leadership skills. He's a pretty good communicator. And so we're looking, to really build this thing and continue the success.
Get to know Joe Espada, right? Astros bench coach since 2018, a World Series champion just a couple years ago. Began his MLB coaching career in 2010. He was with the Marlins. He was also with the Yankees and coached in 2 World Baseball Classics, 2013 and 2017, with Puerto Rico. And I think it really is key here, Mike. This seems like a situation where you go, you know what? We've had a lot of success. Veteran core, good nucleus. Let's opt for continuity by bringing in Joe.
Why not? 7 straight trips to the ALCS. He adds to the Puerto Rican stable. Him and Alex Cora, we got 2 Puerto Rican managers now. So congrats to Joe Espada. But yes, I think, and he mentioned it, you get to see someone like Dusty Baker come in, the way he handles players, a former player himself, and notice how players react to that type of communication. So you're going to follow suit. Why? Because the players back your manager and their success. Why wouldn't you continue with that? I think the Astros are in good hands. They're a very talented group again. And I think Joe Espada is a pretty good choice.
I tell you what, I love the press conference, and I love this honesty. I love the fact that he wants to continue this tradition that they have there with Houston. 7 years in a row, they've gone to the League Championship Series. And I think that this strikes a chord, too, for all those coaches that devote so much time that they're going to get a chance to manage at the big league level because it goes so unnoticed. They put in endless hours. They're at the ballpark at noon for night games. They don't get home until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. It's a thankless job. You're at the mercy. If a manager gets fired, you lose your job. You've got to pick up and move on. Great move and a good move by the Astros.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Joe Baden was talking about Craig Counsell's salary, lifting up managers. He goes, hey, coaches, they need to get paid as well. So good to see Joe getting rewarded in that respect. Bigger question here, Mike, becomes, are the Astros still the team to beat in the West? I think it's the Rangers because they've got that core. They just beat them in 7 games at LCS, but the Astros did win the division. Who's the team to beat?
Well, for me, the Rangers won the World Series, so are they the team to beat? Yeah, I guess you could say it. But when you look at, for me, it's the rotation. I look at the rotation. I look at Framber Valdez, Christian Javier, Jose Urquidy, Justin Verlander. That's pretty good. The Rangers are going to have to address that because Montgomery's a free agent. We're not sure what Max Scherzer is going to give you. Jacob deGrom's banged up. He's probably not coming back. So there are still some question marks. Can the Rangers replenish? Absolutely they can. And you're going to get a lot of free agents that would love to join a world championship team. But the Astros are in a great position. Long term now, that window might be closing a little bit, Dan, right? Maybe 2 years, you got a lot of expiring contracts.
I'm a fan of the Seattle Mariners. I don't know what they have to do, but in 2024, when they get to spring training, they're going to have to hit the alarm clock. This is 2 years in a row, 2022, 2023. They get off to slow starts. They buried themselves. They have the envy of most teams in baseball with the young starting pitching that they have. They didn't hit. The pitching kept them into contention all the way till June, and we saw how important J.P. Crawford is. As he goes, that team goes. I get it. Rodriguez is he's a generational type of player, but I still believe in the Mariners, and I think if they can ill afford to be like 4 or 5 games under 500 going into July, if they get off to a decent start, they're the team to beat, in my opinion.
And you mentioned the Astros pitching. Seattle's starting staff, the envy of many with the depth that they have. Let's kind of circle back to Mike's point there with the championship window for Houston because they do have some expiring contracts in a couple of years here. Altuve and Bregman are up in a couple of years here. This is the final year of club control. As a matter of fact, 2024, then you got Kyle Tucker. That's going to be a massive contract. Urquidy, Framber, and Justin Verlander as well. So time is kind of the essence here.
Yeah, it sure is. And you got to look back. They've had a good 7-8 year run of major success. So, sustained excellence is what the Houston Astros have shown over the last 8 years. Do they have 2 years left? Sure, they can extend guys, but as you saw there, it's 3/5 of your current rotation. It's 3 huge bats in the middle of your lineup, or your catalyst at the top of the lineup. But it's 3 of the most formidable hitters on your team. So is there a window? Yeah, there definitely is a window because finances play. Guys get later in their career. You got to make those decisions. So if I'm Joe Espada, I still feel great because I still got him for 2 years. And that team, they have a great way of balancing young guys coming in. Remember, Carlos Correa was on the team. The success didn't change. George Springer was on the team. The success didn't change. So they do have the ability to replace their outstanding players with other guys and still have a success as a team from a pitching standpoint. And the offense, as you see here, is pretty formidable.
Best news I can tell you is this, Zach. 5 more years of Yordan Alvarez. He's locked up through 2028.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that they're going to have to address, what the Cubs had to address, what the Phillies had to address. You get towards the end, you have expiring contracts. You're under a lot of heat to keep those players. But do you want to commit long-term to those players? Sometimes it sets you back. I know one thing. They're a good team, and they're going to be a good team for a couple more years after that. Hey, listen, nobody's guaranteed they're going to be good in 2 years. That's just the nature of pro sports.
Scuttlebutt is they might be closer to Altuve in the extension than Bregman, but we shall see.